Mars, the next great frontier for human civilization. But surviving on the red planet is no small feat. Imagine, a world bathed in the pale light of a distant sun, its rusty surface scoured by winds that would make a hurricane blush. This is Mars, a planet of stark beauty and unforgiving extremes. How will our future Martian pioneers live, work, and thrive in an environment so different from Earth? Join us as we explore the key elements of life on Mars. Mars beckons us with the promise of discovery, a new world to explore and understand. But before we can even dream of walking on its surface, we must confront the stark realities of the Martian environment. Imagine standing on Mars, the ground beneath your feet, a rusty red, stretches out to meet a horizon painted in hues of salmon and ochre. The air is thin, barely a whisper against your visor, and desperately cold, a bone-chilling -80 degrees Fahrenheit on average. And then there's the sun. Here on Earth we take its life-giving rays for granted, but on Mars, the sun is a double-edged sword. Its light, though dimmer, still carries the threat of deadly radiation, constantly bombarding the surface, probing for any weakness in your protective gear. This is no place for the faint of heart. Every breath you take, every drop of water you consume, every degree of warmth you feel, these are not givens on Mars. They are victories, hard-won from an environment determined to push us to our limits. So, how do we survive in this alien world? The answer lies in our ingenuity, our capacity for innovation, and our unyielding desire to explore. Imagine, you're a pioneer on Mars, stepping out of your landing module onto the red soil. The first thing you need is shelter, a sanctuary from the unforgiving Martian elements. But what would it take to build a home on this alien world? Our Martian homes won't be simple dwellings. They'll be feats of engineering designed to withstand the relentless bombardment of radiation, the chilling temperatures, and the ever-present threat of a breach. We're talking about structures that are more than just walls and a roof. They're life support systems, carefully calibrated to provide a bubble of Earth-like habitability in the midst of a hostile world. One idea is to borrow from nature itself. Mars is riddled with lava tubes, underground tunnels carved out by ancient volcanic activity. These natural shelters offer protection from radiation and meteoroids, and their stable temperatures could provide a respite from the harsh Martian surface. Then there's the possibility of 3D printing our habitats using the very soil beneath our feet, Martian regolith. This technique, already being tested on Earth, could allow us to grow structures directly from the Martian landscape, minimizing the need to transport building materials across the vast gulf of space. But a Martian home is more than just physical shelter. It's a psychological refuge, a place where our pioneers can find solace and connection amidst the vastness of space. Survival on any world hinges on two fundamental resources: air and water. On Earth, we take them for granted, but on Mars, these are luxuries that must be created. Let's start with the air we breathe. The Martian atmosphere, thin and choked with carbon dioxide, is utterly unbreathable for humans. We need oxygen, and thankfully Mars has it in abundance, albeit locked away in its carbon dioxide and in the rocks beneath our feet. That's where the ingenuity of human engineering comes in. Remember the MOXIE experiment aboard the Perseverance rover? That little device, no bigger than a toaster, proved we can extract oxygen from the Martian atmosphere. Scaling up this technology could provide breathable air for future colonists. And what about water? While liquid water is scarce on the surface, Mars holds vast reserves frozen as ice beneath the surface. Picture this: robotic miners drilling down, extracting this Martian ice, which can then be melted, purified, and delivered to thirsty colonists and their greenhouses. Water is also essential for growing food, and for that, we turn to the innovative techniques of hydroponics and aeroponics. Imagine sitting down to dinner in a Martian habitat. The table is set, not with freeze-dried rations, but with fresh vegetables, crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, maybe even some strawberries for dessert. This is the future of food on Mars, a future where we move beyond mere sustenance to cultivate a true Martian agriculture. Now, Martian soil isn't exactly what we'd call fertile. It's toxic, lacking the essential nutrients and beneficial microbes that Earth plants rely on. But that doesn't mean we can't coax life from this alien soil. Scientists here on Earth are already hard at work, experimenting with techniques to cleanse Martian regolith, removing harmful perchlorates and enriching it with the nutrients plants need to thrive. But hydroponics and aeroponics offer even more tantalizing possibilities. These soilless farming techniques, already used in urban farms and vertical gardens here on Earth, could be ideally suited for the Martian environment. A colony on Mars, a beacon of human ingenuity on an alien world, would require a constant and reliable source of power. But how do you power a civilization on a planet where the sun is often obscured by dust storms and the nights are bitterly cold? Solar power, our go-to renewable energy source here on Earth, presents a unique set of challenges on Mars. While the sun does shine on Mars, it's a pale imitation of its earthly counterpart, and Martian dust storms, those planet-engulfing tempests, can blot out the sun for weeks on end, rendering solar panels useless. But fear not, for we have other options. Compact nuclear reactors like NASA's Kilopower project offer a tantalizing glimpse into the future of Martian energy. These small, portable reactors could provide a continuous and reliable source of power, regardless of the weather on the surface. Imagine a network of these reactors, humming quietly away, providing the energy to heat habitats, power oxygen generators, and run those all-important hydroponic farms. They'd be the beating heart of our Martian colony, ensuring our survival in this alien world. Picture yourself on Mars, the red dust crunching beneath your boots. The air is thin, the sky a pale pink, and before you stretches a vast alien landscape ripe for exploration. But how do we navigate this new world? How do we venture beyond the confines of our habitats and strike out into the Martian wilderness? The answer, of course, lies in transportation, specifically designed for the challenges of the Martian terrain. We're talking about pressurized rovers, capable of traversing the rugged landscape, their wheels churning up the red dust as they carry explorers to distant canyons, towering volcanoes, and the remnants of ancient riverbeds. Imagine, you're an astronaut geologist, strapped into your rover seat, the Martian landscape scrolling past your window. You're on your way to study the layered rocks of a canyon wall, searching for clues about Mars's watery past, perhaps even evidence of ancient life. But our Martian transportation ambitions don't stop there. For longer journeys and heavier payloads, we'll need something even more robust. Enter SpaceX's Starship, a spacecraft designed with Mars in mind. Living on Mars won't be just about physical survival, it will demand immense mental fortitude. Imagine the weight of 1 billion stars pressing down on you, the knowledge that you are millions of miles from home, a tiny island of life in a vast and indifferent universe. The isolation, the confinement, the constant awareness of the hostile environment just beyond your habitat walls, these are challenges unlike any we've faced before. We are, after all, creatures of Earth, evolved to thrive under a blue sky, with the feel of wind on our skin and the sound of birdsong in our ears. To maintain mental well-being on Mars, we'll need to create not just livable habitats, but thriving communities. Imagine spacious, communal areas filled with plants, bathed in the warm glow of full-spectrum lighting, mimicking the feel of natural sunlight. Think of virtual reality rooms where colonists can escape the confines of their Martian homes and immerse themselves in the sights, sounds, and even the smells of Earth. And of course, physical health will be just as crucial as mental well-being. As we stand on the cusp of this new era of exploration, it's impossible not to feel a surge of excitement, a sense of wonder at what lies ahead. The first human steps on Mars will mark a pivotal moment in our history, the beginning of a new chapter in the human story. The challenges are immense, yes, but so too are the rewards. Imagine generations of Martian colonists, born and raised under a salmon-colored sky, gazing up at Earth, a brilliant blue marble in the night sky, and thinking of it as their ancestral home. These Martian pioneers, the inheritors of our quest for knowledge and adventure, will face challenges we can only begin to imagine. They will be the ones to truly tame this wild planet, transforming it from a hostile outpost into a thriving world. Picture this, sprawling cities encased in transparent domes, shimmering under the Martian sun. Inside, lush parks and gardens flourish, fed by carefully managed water cycles, while children, born under a different sky, play in the shadow of towering red cliffs. As we take our first steps beyond Earth, Mars offers both challenge and promise. The road ahead is difficult, but humanity has always thrived in the face of adversity. Could you be one of the pioneers to help shape the future of life on Mars? The spirit of exploration is woven into our DNA. From the first humans who ventured out of Africa to those who crossed the oceans in search of new lands, We have always sought to push the boundaries of the known world. Now the next great frontier beckons, a world of red dust, towering volcanoes, and endless possibilities.